This is for education use only. Our group grants permission for our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardines, to use this as educational material.
Pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Fans. Pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Fans. Pose with the fans. Pose with the pose.
Good day, everyone. Today, our group will discuss market integration and its role in globalization. Have you ever wondered how a product made in one country can be sold in another country, or how companies can operate in different parts of the world? This is possible because countries and markets are becoming increasingly connected. In our presentation, we will discuss our major topics. First, the role of international financial institutions in creating the global economy. Second, the globalization of production and markets. Third, the history, importance, and benefits of market integration. And finally, the attributes of global corporations. Let's begin by understanding the institutions that helps connect economies around the world.
International Financial Institutions, or IFIs, are organizations created by groups of countries to help support economic development and stability. They provide different types of assistance, including loans, grants, and policy advice to governments and sometimes private businesses. Some of the most important institutions are the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and World Trade Organization. The International Monetary Fund, or IMF, helps countries deal with economic financial crisis. It can provide financial assistance to countries experiencing serious economic problems. The World Bank focuses more on long-term development. It supports projects involving infrastructure, education, healthcare, and poverty.
So how exactly do these institutions contribute to market integration? First, they help countries maintain economic stability. When economies are stable, businesses are more confident about investing and trading intentionally. Second, they support infrastructure and development projects. Better roads, ports, communication system, and technology make it easier for goods and services to make between countries. Third, they encourage international trade and investment. Because of this, companies can produce goods in different countries, sell products intentionally, and become part of global supply chains. However, market integration also has possible disadvantage. Countries that rely heavily on foreign loans may become dependent on external financing. Also, powerful economies and large corporations can sometimes have greater influence over global economic decisions. Therefore, IFIs can create opportunities, but countries must also manage the risk of global economic integration.
Now, let's talk about the globalization of product. Globalization of product happens when a company distributes different stages of several across countries. Instead of making an entire product in just one location, companies choosing different countries based on factors such as cost, skills, technology, resources, and availability of workers. For example, imagine a smartphone. Its designs might be developed in United States. Some components could be produced in South Korea or Japan. The phone could be assembled in China, while customer supports may be provided by workers in Philippines. This creates what we call a global supply chain. The main goal is to make the production more efficient and competitive. However, this also means that countries become economically connected. If one important part of the supply chain experiences a major problem, production in other countries can also be affected.
Another important concept of globalization of markets, unlike globalization of production, which focuses on products or made, of markets focuses on where products and services are sold. It happens when different national markets become increasingly connected, begin to function as part of the larger global marketplace.
For example, companies such as McDonald's and Zara operate in many countries around the world. Their products may similar across different countries, although they may also make adjustments based on local culture and consumer preference. Globalization of markets allows companies to reach millions of customers. It can also provide consumers with more choices and access to products from different parts of the world. In terms, of production is about making products globally, while globalization of markets is about selling products globally.
Market integration is not completely new idea. Its historical can be traced back to ancient trade routes such as Silk Road, where merchants exchanged goods and ideas between different regions. During the Industrial Revolution, market integration expanded even further. Mass production, railways, steamships, and other improvements in transportation allowed goods to be produced and transported more quickly and efficiently. After World War II, international economic cooperation became stronger. Agreements such as the General Agreement on Tariffs on Trade or GATT helped reduce barriers to international trade. Later, the World Trade Organization or WTO was established to continue promoting international trade and providing rules for global commerce. Today, digital technology and the internet have accelerated market integration even more. Business can now communicate, advertise, sell, and provide service across borders almost instantly.
Why is market integration important? One major reason is that it creates economic independence between countries. Countries can specialize in producing goods and service where they have advantage while trading with other countries for the things they need. For example, one country may specialize in electronics, while another may focus on agriculture or business services.
Market integration provides several important benefits. First is lower prices and greater efficiency. Companies can produce goods where production is more efficient, which can help reduce cost. Second is greater consumer choice. People can access products and services from different countries. Third is job creation. International companies and industries can create employment opportunities in both developed and developing countries. Fourth is technology transfer. Countries can gain access to new technologies, skills, and production methods. Finally, market integration can contribute to economic growth by increasing trade, investment, and business opportunities. For example, the Philippines has benefited from international industries such as BPO services, manufacturing, and overseas trade. However, there is also a challenge. Countries can become vulnerable to global crisis. A financial crisis, supply chain problem, or major disruption in one part of the world can affect businesses and consumers in many other countries.
Now let's discuss global corporations. Global corporations are companies that operate in multiple countries. One of their main attributes is worldwide operations. They may produce, sell, and manage their businesses in different regions. Another attribute is their use of global supply chains. They obtain raw materials, components, labor, and services from different countries. Global corporations also have significant financial strength. Many have access to international financial markets, allowing them to invest and expand their operations. Another important attribute is technological innovation. Large global companies often invest heavily in research and development. Therefore, global corporations are important actors in the process of globalization because they connect producers, workers, consumers, and markets across countries.
To summarize our presentation, market integration is the process of connecting different national economies and markets. International financial institutions such as IMF, World Bank, and WTO help support economic stability, government, and international trade. The globalization of production allows companies to distribute different stages of production across countries, where the globalization of markets allow businesses to sell their products and services to consumers around the world. Historically, market integration developed from ancient trade routes expand during the Industrial Revolution, and market integration provides benefits such as lower cost, greater consumers choices, job opportunities, technology transfer, and economic growth. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something from our presentation.